Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 53rd annual episode of Collin and Curtis in the Morning. Changing up a little bit. I think we're going to be recording Sunday nights, or Sunday in general, and then posting on Monday. Work schedule has made that really tough to get it out on the Saturday, Friday time slot we originally went for, Collin. So
Yes.
I think we're changing up a little bit.
You
We
know,
might change it. We might also change up the show a bit too. We might add some new things and try out some new stuff. See what works, see what doesn't.
See, you got your Jimmy Kimmels, your Jimmy Fallons,
Yeah.
your James Cordens, your Stephen Colberts, the Colberts.
The Colberts, sure.
Who's left for Sunday night? Well, I tell you what, Collin and
Curtis.
Collin and Curtis is here for you at night.
Or
Episode
on Monday
53.
morning when you'll probably listen to this. Or Monday, sometime during the week.
Yeah, something like that.
We'll be here for you. We'll talk about video games. That's what we're here for. And only video games, as it turns out. So Collin, it's kind of a light news week, not a whole lot. I think we're aiming for a shorter episode this week anyways. First off, I wanted to hop to maybe the most important thing we have on this list.
Okay.
And of course, I am talking about the ukulele trailer that dropped.
Yeah.
Was it today or was it a couple days ago?
I think it was as of recording. This was Sunday. I think this dropped today, which
Okay.
I think is like the last day of EGX, which is like I guess English or England Games Expo. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's the Eurogamer Expo.
Oh, is it Euro? I thought it was just for
the
England.
English
I'm sorry.
Expo.
I thought it was just for England, so I didn't know if it was English. Oh man, here we
I
go.
have this amazing image of like someone just like, oh, I no, we can't go into that. We can't start stereotyping people. I'm pretty sure it's the Eurogamer Expo.
Just come after me in the comments.
It's the Eurogamer Expo.
Okay, I thought it was like I didn't know because I just saw like a bunch of English.
So this
England.
ukulele trailer dropped today, and it has a bunch. It's just showing
Come
a bunch
at
of
me.
NPCs.
Yes.
So we're a few of which we've seen the art for before, but it's introducing various NPCs that you will run to in the ukulele universe or the world that you're in. So we've got Kartos, which is a cart, like a mine cart.
Yeah, it's a minecart. Yep.
We got Capital B, is the villain.
The
Seems like
capital
the
bad
overall villain.
guy. Yeah.
We got one of my favorites, Trouser.
Yes,
This
I
is
agree.
a snake in trousers.
It's pretty brilliant.
And
Trouser with a Z.
Wearing with a Z, and he's wearing like trousers in the only way a snake can, really. So that was pretty good. We got Dr. Quack. That's the duck in like the
He's in like the Krang looking
water tank.
thing. Like,
Yeah,
you know how
yeah.
Krang is like a brain and like the little
but this
like
is
you know
a duck.
how I'm gonna bring up like a terrible example. You remember
Go
like
ahead.
Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts? Remember how like Gruntilda is in this like I don't know, this like cylindrical
Sure.
like body of water that like
Yep.
it's
Anyways, Dr.
whatever.
Quack.
Yeah, Dr. Quack.
We have my favorite one, Rextro.
Yes.
So it's a dinosaur, but it's like
retro.
It's like a hologram looking thing, right?
Yeah, he's
Kind of looks
yeah,
like a
he
hologram.
like runs an arcade, I believe. That's like
It runs
kinda
an
has
arcade.
some mini
so
games.
so naturally, you just combine Rex and Retro, and you get Rextro, and that's brilliant. I love it.
This game is
Love it.
brilliant.
It's brilliant. Dr. Puzz. I don't remember what Dr. Puzz is.
Dr. Puzz, I believe when I watched the trailer, this is like the who's the guy? Who am I thinking of? The person in Banjo Kazooie who changes Mumbo Jumbo. That like he's like that.
Okay.
Or I think it's a she. Like, you know, so basically this is the person that transforms Yuka and Lele to like different objects. Like, you know how like you would be transformed as a pumpkin
because
or a spider.
There's the ukulele transforms into like a bulldozer.
Yes.
At some point.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she's
Colin,
like an
Colin,
octopus.
This game.
Yes.
Yes, the octopus. Yes, I remember now.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think what you said highlights one of my only concerns about this game
Okay.
is that you'll see something and be like, "Oh, that's like in Banjo-Kazooie, but in this."
Ika boka.
And I don't know if that's a fair concern to have or not. Especially for someone like me who really has not spent a whole lot of time playing any Banjo-Kazooie game.
Ooh, I love
So, like-
some banjo.
So like to me it'll be new anyways. But I wonder if like that's a legitimate concern. Like, you know what I'm saying though?
But the Gamescom trailer, or was it the Gamescom, the E3 trailer, they literally put a honeycomb and a jiggy in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
So it's like they're clearly going
And like
for Banjo.
obviously it's not like they're trying to hide it,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. Part of me hopes that there's more stuff here to like let them be their own thing.
Yeah, I agree.
It's what people got mad at me about my Salt and Sanctuary review when I said when I was like
Yeah.
it's a bit too much leaning towards on its inspirations, but regardless, Ukulele still looking mighty fine. Mighty fine. But we got other characters. There's Blasto. And I don't remember who Blasto is either.
Blasto's like a cannon.
Yes. I mean, well, yes.
He like shoots out something. I don't really know. He's
he
like a
blasts
cannon.
out
He's a Blasto.
Blasto. And then there's one other character.
I've never heard of this guy.
So, Shovel Knight's in this game.
Shovel Knight.
So one, it's kind of cool to see Shovel Knight like as a 3D model. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
What do you think of this?
Other than an amiibo.
Other than oh yeah, well, okay, you got me there.
What if on the Wii U version you can do
you
something
think
with the Shovel Knight amiibo on Ukulele?
That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
They should do that. They should do that. That'd be pretty cool.
They should do that.
What do you think of Shovel Knight being in this game?
I think it's weird. I wish there's a little bit of I don't know, would you consider it gameplay? Like he's like they show him in the game.
Yeah,
talking,
he's like straight up there.
Yeah,
like,
talking to Yuka. Or not talking
there's a
Yuka
funny
and
little
Laylee.
joke where like, or is it Laylee who's like finally
yeah.
a useful NPC?
Yeah, he's saying,
pretty
"Greetings,
funny.
I'm on an adventure, on a grand adventure that I've ended up in the wrong game." And then
Yeah.
like that's when Laylee says like, "Oh, like a NPC I can work with or something."
Yeah.
I would like so like I almost thought like he would be like a playable character or something.
Oh
But-
man, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. But maybe he like digs around for certain
Yeah.
areas. Like that's maybe what I'm thinking.
I just wonder, like, do you think he's just like gonna be there for like just a super short little couple minutes of like, haha, funny, look at Shovel Knight,
The only
and then he's off, or do you think he'll actually like be in this game?
The only
a
way I can see him only being a short cameo is if like there are more characters. Like
Shantae shows up.
yeah, like Shantae shows up, or
You go to like a desert area or
Yeah.
something, and you got Shantae. Then you go to
because you
what's-
said that word right before. I can't remember where your sentence was, but you said the word mighty, and I was like, oh man, what if they put what's his name from Mighty
Beck?
Number 9? Beck. Yeah, what if they put Beck from Mighty Number 9?
no,
in
they're
this
too
game?
proud.
Too proud. now this is a Team 17 game, so obviously there's going to be a Worms somewhere.
Oh yeah, that they are. But Team 17 is publishing this, isn't
Yes.
they? Aren't they? Oh my god.
So there's
Oh,
probably-
no,
there's
don't
probably
put-
some
don't put
worms.
in this. Don't no.
Yeah, I agree.
No. I mean, like at least you're being respectful by putting Shovel Knight in this.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, Ukulele looking real good, looking really really good. Loving these characters. Rextro is my favorite. Trouser is also pretty good.
I really like Trouser.
I
yeah,
like
I'd
that
go probably with
Cardos.
Trouser.
I immediately like I read it as Kratos for like a second
Oh yeah,
because it's strikingly similar.
sure.
Yeah, and naming the Cannon Blasto is pretty good. It's pretty good.
What
So-
if on the PS4 version, you get Kratos, in the Xbox version you get the Battletoads.
Oh, jeez.
What if they go like another step, Curtis?
I like your idea of there being other indie characters in this, though.
I think it'd be really cool. So like
Shantae, I think Shantae's a really good candidate.
like what was it even? There's like even like a couple like Wii U indie games, like maybe not even. that.
yeah. There's,
But like the guy from
the guy from
Guacamole.
SteamWorld Dig. There,
Like the guy from Guacamole shows up in some games.
What
Like the guy
is-
from Cave Story shows up in some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, just even like the Fez guy. I don't know. You just have like all these other like random characters that show up in
Yep.
games that I think would
That'd be interesting.
fun
I don't know.
for
Like
them
part of me is kind of weirded out by it. Of like, that's weird. To like, if you're like, there's a part of me that's like, but yeah, that's like it screws with the canon. It's like, why is Shovel Knight here? That's strange. Is this
I
like
don't
this
know if
weird
anybody's
expanded
worried
universe?
about. I don't know if anybody's
But
worried
at the
about
same
the
time-
ukulele canon though.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe.
I bet Blasto was worried about it. No, at the same time, I want the like indie video game cinematic universe. I want the beams to cross. I want Shovel Knight. See, that's the thing. Like Shovel Knight needs to show up at the end of this game, and be like, I'm looking for adventurers to help me on this grand task that I need to accomplish.
And Shovel Knight 2.
There's a scene out in space. There's just this giant throne, and the camera pans around, and you just see like Beck, like a tortured Beck.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call him Punished Beck.
Punished Beck.
Punished Beck is just sitting there. And that's your indie cinematic universe video games edition.
Well, remember last time we talked about the Ratchet and Clank movie? Was it on air that we talked about our PlayStation cinematic universe?
Yeah, go for it. Like lean into it.
I'd go for it.
What do we have anything like that?
Like
I know like people are burned out on superhero movies, but I still love them just because it's so crazy that it's such a like crazy huge in scope, like all these movies tying together.
Mm-hmm.
I want that for video games.
We had that PlayStation All-Stars commercial, if that
like
counts.
I think the closest I think the closest you might get is Final Fantasy VII, actually.
Okay.
Because you've got like Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII. There's before Crisis, like there's like a mobile game or something too. But there's like 4 or 5 different Final Fantasy VII games.
Okay.
And like they're all different like side stories, and like some of them have different mechanics. They're all play differently. Some of them star different characters. And so you kind of have this like universe that they've crafted for Final Fantasy VII. Like that's probably the closest we've gotten.
Yeah.
But I want the scene at the end of the next Shantae, at the end of Shantae Half Genie Hero. I want Yooka-Laylee and Shovel Knight to like break in at the very end.
That's how
burst through the wall.
That's how indie games get respected by the
Yeah.
other people. I
They
don't know.
start crafting out your indie.
They start
your
being
indie
like
universe.
they got to come together. They got to bring together to take down Capital B. Yeah, I don't know.
You know, see, that's the thing. It's like other than Punish Beck, who do you get? Like, who's your villain for your indie universe? I'm trying to think. Like, what's an indie game that has like a pretty well known villain?
Konami. I don't know. Who was the bad guy in Shovel Knight? I can't remember.
It was the Queen of the Enchantress.
Okay, yeah, this was like
I think
is
that her name? I think maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, we defeated the Enchantress. I'm trying to think like what's
Get the guy from like Adventures of Pip or something.
Maybe
Get
like
that guy.
the princess from Braid.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Spoilers for Braid.
Spoilers?
Spoilers for Braid.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know it just came out.
Yeah.
Oh, what's I'm trying. I don't know. Like, has there been like a really like notable crazy villain like in an indie game like that? Trying to think if there's anything that comes to mind.
Yeah, nothing. I'm sure there's something, but
I'm sure we're like just missing a super obvious.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm sure we're missing something that's just blatant obvious.
I like Punish Beck.
Punish Beck. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's make some fan art.
He's gone through like all these harsh reviews. He just can't catch a break.
Oof. Poor guy.
And he's angry because all these other indie games are well loved.
Yeah.
And he had a chance. He could have been one of them, but he was kicked to the curb. No one's gonna remember Beck.
Mighty number 9, Sins of the Father.
sins. God. Well, okay. Anyways, that's Yooka-Laylee. That game looks great.
Speaking of Metal Gear.
Speaking of Metal Gear, so there was a bunch of footage of Metal Gear Survive. That was like one of the things we didn't get to from TGS.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a few clips of this game. It looks goofy. Colin, you've watched all of it?
Yes, I did.
What do you think?
You know, it's fine. It's not amazing. It does kind of have some of that wackiness in there. Like you got more wormholes. So basically, instead of like Fultoning something back to your base, you like wormhole something back to your base because you don't have the Fulton system. But there's a way to, like, they show a part where I don't know if they call them zombies. Let's just call them zombies because nobody else seems to call them zombies. Like Days Gone doesn't call them zombies when they're clearly zombies, kind of things. But they have like a sheep, and you Fulton the sheep, and so it just floats there in the air because there's no like helicopter or ship, like aircraft flying over to pick it up. So the sheep just floats there in the air, and so it just distracts all the zombies, and all the zombies go after the sheep just floating there in the air, and they kind of gobbles them up just so you can basically throw like a Molotov cocktail and blow them all up. So it's got that kind of wackiness still from... It's kind of touching on a little Kojima-esque a little bit. Part in the demo, they get to where you have... basically, here's this like signal that you need to capture, and I don't really know... completely sure. They basically just need to shut down the signal. But basically, you kind of clear out all the enemies, you get to the base, and once you're starting to shut down the signal, it kind of alerts to all the other zombies in the area that like, hey, this thing's going haywire, and it basically alerts all of the zombies to your location. And so that's basically when you need to basically start building up defenses. So you have a guy over here getting up maybe on a sniper tower, and you have another guy over here like building a wall, or you have like building a fence or barbed wire or something like that. And basically you just kind of buckle in and try to defend this area until this like signal has completely shut down. In the demo that Konami released, they don't get the signal shut down, so they end up failing. So we don't really 100% know what happens if you completely shut the signal down. But they do show some kind of cool things, like you can use the environment to get different zombies like trapped up in things. So they have kind of like these I don't know how to describe it. Basically, like they're kind of like wooden spikes, kind of like a barrier. And they show one of the characters like kicking one of the zombies into the wooden spikes and getting basically like impaled on the spikes. So I don't think we really had that, like kind of using the environment to your advantage. Like we didn't really have that, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, in Phantom Pain. So that's kind of a cool new thing. They show one where you can kind of build like a tall fence that like I think the player can climb over, but basically the zombies normally like they would just kind of run up to it and they'd be like, oh, I can't get in. But if more and more zombies pile up, they'll try and like climb over, and you can actually just see the fence just start to bend and basically tilt over. So that fence can, like, if there's enough zombies on that fence weighing it down, that fence will break and all of the zombies will start running in. I find that just kind of really fascinating, that like kind of like the animation and just kind of what they showed was really cool.
Yeah.
One part that I think you're going to like, Curtis, is there's a part where a guy's just walking, you know, he's got his machete, they got melee weapons, and he's crouching, he's looking at one guy, he's going to aim at him, but then he gets grabbed in the bush by this other zombie, and so then he starts walking again, and he's hurting. So he's like, oh, now, like, the guy's hurt, like, what do we do? He basically goes in to a Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater-like system and basically heals his leg. Remember the system of like using he's like using like antiseptic or septic thing. I don't know what they call it. Antiseptic, septic. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah.
But basically, basically like using ointments and things like that, basically to heal his leg. Yeah. And so that kind of thing is back in the game. So like I would assume like, oh, if your guy gets, maybe if there's a zombie with a gun, like I don't know, let's say your guy gets shot in the foot, like you have to go into the menu and heal yourself, or your character is not going to perform all that great.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed what I've seen of this. I don't think it's like, wow, this is amazing. I think it's good that it's like a $30 title.
I feel like it's looking the shape of like what we thought it would probably be.
Yeah, I do think the concept is pretty cool. I'm and like we've talked before, I think we're both willing to give it a shot.
Yeah. Like I totally understand people not wanting to. I totally get it, but I want to at least try to be open to it.
Yeah. There is crafting also, so like you can gather, like sometimes there'll be like a box that drops down supplies from base or from somewhere. I think the way they described it in the gameplay demo was basically like oh, look, one of our supply boxes just went through a wormhole that we had back home or something like that. So like a random supply box just shows up on the map. And so you can go and collect the supplies, but then you can also go back to your base. And there's kind of like, basically almost looks like a Last of Us kind of crafting table. And like other games have done it too. But basically where you put all your stuff on the table and you can go through a menu and select what you want to build. And one of the things they showed they built is like they built like a light machine gun that you've, like a mounted machine gun like you've seen in like the Phantom Pain, like basically like, pixel for pixel. And, basically goes up to the top and basically just deploys it where he likes, and then they just use it and start shooting. So yeah, we've seen other games do this before, but I do think it's kind of has its own little Metal Gear spin with its own kind of wackiness to it. I'd like to see more. I'd like to see a successful kind of run through it. So at the very end, they're just like, oh, we're overwhelmed, and they just run off, and like that's the end of the demo. So it would be kind of cool to see. There's kind of a horde, which kind of going back to Days Gone. Like, it's not as big as like a Days Gone kind of horde where like there's tons and tons of zombies, but there can basically be a part where you can turn around and there's like 20, 30 of them just running towards you, and you're just like, I'm out of here. So I do kind of like that aspect.
I think it's shaping up to look like it could just be dumb fun, and I'm okay with that. Like, I get, again, considering the context around this game and Konami, I understand why people are kind of like against it and why it's getting the dislike to like ratio that it's getting.
Yeah.
But I'm open to it. And I guess we can close. I think the funny little like cherry on top of this whole thing is Kojima finally commented on this game.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something along the lines of, zombies seem a little weird for Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Which I just...
Attaboy.
Like I told you before we recorded, I love that he, like, of all people... Well, of all things to draw the line at for Metal Gear, I love that he draws the line there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, and I love that he has finally drawn the line of like what is actually too far for a Metal Gear game.
Mind reading, giant robots, nah, but zombies, that's a little far fetched.
That's a bit much. Yeah,
that's like, a bit much.
Everything. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see more of that. I'm still very willing to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Rocket League is getting a new stadium, Aqua Dome.
Yes.
This is coming out in October. It is a stadium underwater.
Yes.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
and there's two other like premium cars, but the stadium itself will be free, as it has been in the past.
Yeah, the new two cars, the premium cars, is Triton and Proteus. So of course, the first thing I see when I hear about this news is Proteus. I'm like, they're putting Proteus things in like Rocket League. I was like really confused by that because I was thinking of like the video game Proteus. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work, but I'm kind of interested. But no, it's just the name of a car.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a free update, or excuse me, the Aquadome is a free update, but the premium cars would cost $1.99 each. It's set under the sea. It's hard not to say like, oh, it looks like BioShock when you have BioShock that just came out. But this is actually going to be a standard arena, kind of like the Coliseum was, because we also had, like Utopia was, because we've had other maps that were like the Neo Tokyo and the Wasteland map. Those were kind of abnormal maps where they weren't specifically equal. But this is actually a full length.
What's
rules.
A regulation size?
Regulation. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Thank you, Curtis.
I might actually hop in just to try this arena. I just think it looks cool.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping. I'm hoping they put some like. See in the video you can see like sharks and like school of fishes like kind of swimming around.
Yeah.
I would like to see them add some cool little Easter eggs.
Yeah, I agree. But that's about it for the news with that. Just other than the two cars, Proteus, Triton, $1.99 each. Aquadome coming in October.
Pretty cool. Rocket League continues to get great support. Drive Club VR has finally been confirmed as a launch game. So I think it's different. I think it's different from Drive Club itself. Like it's $40.
Okay.
So I don't think it's like an update to Drive Club. I think it's a standalone thing.
Okay, cool.
So I'm not sure if it's like, I haven't read too much up on it. I don't know if it's like the same tracks or if it's like the same game, just VR, or if it's maybe they've made new stuff for it. I'm not entirely caught up on that, but I'd be interested in checking out if I'm able to get VR at some point. And then King's Quest Chapter 4, Snow Place Like Home. It's a pretty good name.
I like
It's
puns.
coming out on Tuesday.
Yes.
Coming out tomorrow.
It's about time we heard an update from
Well, it was just last week or like a week or two ago.
Yeah,
I was talking about how it'd been a while. So yeah, I'm excited to get into that. I've been really like Chapter 2 was fine. It wasn't amazing. But Chapter 1 and 3 have both been really just exceptional.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited to see where it's headed. At this point, I wonder. I'm guessing Chapter 5, the finale, probably won't be till maybe early next year, at the rate they're going.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, luckily, like, I guess Chapter 2 aside, like, or I guess 3 was kind of short too. They've been a decent length. Chapter 1 actually was really long for
yeah.
these kinds of games.
I've been hearing some of them. The last few have been pretty short.
I guess they're saying that Chapter 1 was like the anomaly, where it was like 6 to 7 hours, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all gonna be like 2.5 hours. So
okay,
it's unfortunate that it's taking as long as it is, but at the same time, when they come out, they are pretty polished and they're good. So if nothing else, they are good and they are worth the wait. So excited to check that out for sure. Neverwinter is getting like the Storm King's Thunder DLC in October. Do we want to talk about that? I know that you downloaded it, but I don't know if we're either.
Yeah,
really
I did a
big
video on it.
fans.
I don't really know too much about Neverwinter. I did kind of have fun when playing it. Basically, just some of the notes from the PlayStation blog. Introduce a giant number of new features and content, including guild alliances, 3 new adventure zones, a brand new campaign to follow the story, a new tier of dungeon, the Astorian relic system, and class balance, among other quality of life changes. So it looks like you're going to be traveling back to Icewind Dale. I'm not really sure where that's at. But you're going back to different towns, different areas. And basically, I assume trying to take down the Storm King's Thunder?
Sure.
Exclamation point, question mark?
Bears can't drift. No.
Bears can't drift?
So cool. Okay. So we did have this discussion question. I think we'll save it for another time. Because I want to go too long. But Colin, I've got it. I've worked out our video game cinematic video universe.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Okay. All right. Ready? I'm going to answer a question that we asked a few months ago. So if you remember when the Sonic 2017 game was announced, they showed Sonic and then Generation Sonic, and we were like, well, it actually seemed like they were hinting that maybe there'd be other characters too.
Yeah.
Here's what happens. So that first teaser, definitely a tease. It's like, what's going on? It almost looks post-apocalyptic. What's really happening in this game? So here's how it begins. Robotnik has finally got all of the Chaos Emeralds, and he has taken over the world. This is failed Sonic timeline. Okay?
Okay.
So Sonic he's partnered up with Generation Sonic again. They've known each other, so they partnered up, of course. But the thing is, they quickly find that they are unable to stop Robotnik at the current power level that he's at. It's just not going to happen.
It's over 9,000, obviously.
It's over 9,000. They need help. In their adventure, they run into Shovel Knight. And Shovel Knight tags along. He's like, yes, I will help this grand cause, this valiant effort to save this world that you live in. And as that's happening, Shovel Knight's like, well, wait a minute. You know the line is like, oh, well, I know a guy. So Shovel Knight, he has some friends. He's got some friends that he knows. So, at the end of this Sonic game, okay, so there's like basically the climax of the Sonic game. It's they run into Shovel Knight, okay, and it's the two Sonics and Shovel Knight against Robotnik. They're able to defeat like some of the horde, some of the army that Robotnik has created with the Chaos Emeralds. But it's still like they still haven't. It's kind of like your Fellowship of the Ring, if you will, of the trilogy, where they've made some good progress, but the end isn't. They haven't quite won just yet. There's still a little ways to go, but they're building that fellowship. So at the very end, after they're like, we're doing great, but we still need more help. And then maybe there's a tease from Shovel Knight of like, oh well, I've got some buddies, maybe I can get some help or something. And so the credits roll, and after the credits roll, there's a scene with Yuka and Laylee, and they're just like chilling out, having it's like that scene we saw where they're just like at the beach, just relaxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
and so it's like that, and they're just sitting there. Maybe they're like grilling hamburgers or something. I don't know. And they're just having a good time. There's some other NPCs we recognize from the game, and this is of course post Ukulele, and then like Shovel Knight just shows up, in a portal. He hops out, looks at Ukulele. He's like, "I need your help," and that's the tease. And so then Sonic 2019 will feature Ukulele, Shovel Knight, and the two Sonics, and then we'll have Rusty from SteamWorld Dig. He'll show up as kind of more of a side character, and then like there will be a tease for Shantae. Like we'll have Half Genie Hero will tease parallel universes where she might emerge in the failed Sonic timeline.
But you're forgetting Punished Beck as DLC.
Well, see, that's the thing is like when like at some point, maybe not the first game, but maybe at the end of the second game, there's like the Punished Beck tease that'll come into effect later on. Because at that point, we'll have a Mighty Number 9 -2.
I got a storyboard. I'm writing all this out.
And when that game fails as well, that'll be when we'll get more of an ideal of
Mighty
the
Number
Punished Beck
10
timeline. Mighty Number 10. So that's what I came up with.
From the mind of Pacific Terror comes.
Yeah, comes.
What do you call this? What is this? What is this? Like we got to have like subtitles to Sonic 2017 and Sonic 2019. Like what are the names of these masterpieces?
Let's see. So it could be we could just like straight up like go for the knowing nods to the Marvel universe where like it could be Sonic the Hedgehog in Infinity Gems or like let's see Chaos Gauntlet.
Yeah, okay. I'm
or something.
I'm with you.
The Chaos War.
Yeah.
We could go for like you'd have like another Shovel Knight game, which like Shovel Knight's got like maybe there's some Robotnik minions have showed up in Shovel Knight's world, so he's got to return to Asgard, if you will, to fend off them. So maybe you have like Shovel Knight,
Ragnarok,
Shovel Knight, Robotnik, Robotnik.
I like
Robotnik. Sounds almost oddly similar to another enemy in The Legend of Zelda.
An Octorok.
Shovel Knight Octorok. So you have like Link shows up at the end. Oh man. Someone should make this happen.
Okay, I also have a prediction, good sir, with your cinematic universe.
Yeah. Video game universe, I guess, would be more appropriate.
Shovel Knight has, 2 more pieces of DLC? One's kind of coming, the other one's coming out.
Oh, yeah. One of them, maybe one's like a tease.
Ukulele in Shovel Knight DLC.
Sure, yeah.
I call it there. Let's do it.
Yeah, because like one of them will be after Ukulele, almost assuredly.
Yeah. But then we got to get like a mini TV series. We got to get a Netflix series going.
See, the Netflix series is tough. You gotta really figure out like, okay, we got all these great characters you'd want to be in the big time universe, you know. And so for our PlayStation Now series, I'm thinking.
Oh yes, yes.
I'm thinking like maybe to pull Braid again. What's it like dinosaur looking thing in Braid? Does that have a name?
Dinosaur looking thing in Braid. Oh, like the guy that says your princess is in another castle? I don't think so. I don't know.
Maybe like that one shows up. That dude shows up.
Yeah.
You could get like. I'm trying to think of other like big name. You get like the Pid character. We mentioned Pid earlier.
How about the spider from Limbo? How about he just gets like his own Netflix series? Like, yeah, it's been a hard life after that kid took off
the kid from Inside or Limbo.
Yeah.
Or you just get the kid from I want to be the guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, it could be all right. I want
to be the Chaos Gems.
Marvel edition. I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
the
this
one
is
character
great.
that will almost assuredly be relegated to a PlayStation Now series instead of the true indie game universe would be Shadow the Hedgehog.
Well, Shadow the Hedgehog shouldn't be allowed in anything, I don't think, after his
But see,
terrible
or that's the thing, it's like Shadow the
performance on the
Hedgehog, like
PlayStation 2.
maybe he's more of a Hawkeye in this universe.
Oh man.
And we get who's the bat? Who's the bat? What's her name?
Oh, Rouge the Bat.
Yeah, she's more of like a Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're basically who's Vector from the infamous Vector from the Team Chaotix, where he fits into a Netflix series somewhere, you would think.
Oh, I'm sure.
That little bird from Sonic the Fighters clearly has a Hulu series coming.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is awesome. I like this.
I think this will work out.
I think this will work out.
I think it'll work out.
Better not be recording this. I don't want to tell anybody.
Oh no, obviously not.
Yeah.
I'll cut this out.
Okay. Sounds good.
Colin, this has been an episode.
It's been an episode, that's for sure.
It's been an episode. Thank you for joining me as always.
You're very welcome.
Hope everyone enjoyed listening to that weirdness. Boy,
Come
what
back.
do you think of ukulele?
Yeah.
How about
You come back next-
Let me tell you about a game.
Yeah.
Ukulele.
You can come back
looking
next week
good.
for some more weirdness. I bet we'll have some more weirdness next week.
Oh, it's gonna keep going. It never stops. Colin, I really feel like this episode was a real 8 p.m. on FX.
Really? Because I was going more like maybe like 9 o'clock, like right before the late local news, but like right
Okay.
when enough people are going. Maybe like a 9 o'clock on Fox, because like that's when when this news goes. So maybe like, yeah, I'd say maybe like an 9 o'clock on ABC. I think.
All right, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening as always, and I'll see you next time. Or we'll see you next time. Not just me. Colin's not going anywhere.
Don't touch that dial now.